Hey everybody, and welcome to a brand new installment of Nintendo News Report for Thursday, June 16th, 2016, also known as the last day of E3 2016. I'm Donald Terriell, news editor at Nintendo World Report. Alex would normally be in this slot, however, he's still a little bitter about the whole Days Gone thing, so he needed to sit this one out.
Yeah.
But I am joined by our big boss, Neil Ronaghan.
He also wasn't as wowed by Ever Oasis, so he had to be taken care of.
Yeah, and I'm amazed we actually managed to do this tonight, considering I've been stuck in Shibuya all day.
Yeah, both Donald and I have the fortune of playing Tokyo Mirage Session. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Donald's doing stuff with that for Nintendo World Report. You can see my review in Nintendo Force magazine, the next issue of that. But it's a very big game. It's been during E3 week trying to get your way through a big RPG on a tight deadline. Maybe not the best idea, but I'm trying it.
Yeah, we should have a review of that the middle of next week, we'll say.
Yeah.
Up on Nintendo World Report. Hopefully I can put 3 days worth of time into that because I happen to be off work tomorrow.
Yay. So anyway.
Yeah.
I think Treehouse Live on the second day of E3 was a little more exciting than I think I would have expected.
Yeah, wait, are they going to wait, what is this thing, and then what are they going to actually give us a Dragon Quest date? But the big thing that they started out with was Ever Oasis.
Yeah, it's from Grezzo, the guys who did Ocarina of Time at 3D and Majora's Mask 3D and helped out with Triforce Heroes.
Yeah, so they're being let off the leash here, and because they're the producer, the guy who founded the studio is an old hand from the Final Fantasy games and also the Secret of Mana and Legend of Mana. So that's a man who knows how to make himself an action RPG, and well, here we are. So what were your impressions of Ever Oasis as we wait for it next year?
I think that opening trailer that they showed, and I could tell by the reaction online, opening trailer maybe not the best foot forward. But I think as they explained the game and as they showed that demo, which if you haven't seen the full demo, I recommend giving it a watch. But the cool thing about the guy who is directing and producing this and co-founded Grezzo, or maybe founded, I don't know if he might have been sole founder, I'm not sure. But that dude's got ties to Square. He worked on Secret of Mana. He created, I think he created Chocobos and Moogles. Like, I think he's been working on Square all the way back to the NES days, and at some point, probably in the mass exodus during the Square Enix merger, he went and founded Grezzo. But those Mana ties seem very strong in this game. As you go around single player, control a party of 3 that you rotate between in what looks like really fun action RPG gameplay.
Yeah, and they did a little bit of they did show a little bit of the base building as well, which gave me some pretty good Fantasy Life vibes.
Yep.
But hey, Fantasy Life crossed with Secret of Mana, that seems like a pretty fair combination.
Yeah, and it looked like there's a lot more like overworld puzzles and stuff like that, which looks like, oh hey, these dudes just worked in the world of Zelda for the past 5+ years. So maybe they picked up a few things on working intimately on 2 superb 3D adventure games.
Yeah. So that was the first question that got answered as to what the hell is this 3DS RPG Nintendo's doing, and that'll be out, like we said, 2017.
Yeah.
Which,
do you think it's going to be like early 2017 or later in the year? I mean,
well, I'm not sure honestly how much time the 3DS is going to have in 2017. So I think something, I don't know, maybe I know we don't want to call it that, but the codename Steam slot, that time
we
frame.
could call it, oh god, the Hyrule Warriors Legends slot.
Yeah, okay, let's go with that.
The Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon slot.
Yeah,
it's a little less offensive.
Or Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yep, that was the original. I guess the original 3DS games to fit that launch window were the launch games.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think Ever Oasis sounds like a really good like February, March game, maybe spring. who knows? But probably we'll be playing our NXs, and this neat little RPG will probably come out and be cool, but people won't play it as much because the NX just came out along with that Zelda game.
Yeah, more than likely. So yeah, so that's Ever Oasis. So early, just before they went on the air with it on Treehouse Live, they also announced that that the Box Boy sequel that came out in Japan like 6 months ago is coming west by way of, hey, we're going to be talking about it on the stream, and so we have Box Boy. Now
Box Boy, which is a pretty dumb name, but I appreciate it because it is that dumb. Like they just went for it.
yeah, maximum dumb. Now you played the Japanese version, right? Is
Yeah.
it just we're looking at something just as good as the original?
Yep. I it might have been a little bit because it was in a language that I don't speak. I did not 100% Box Boy on the Japanese 3DS. However, I expect I probably will when it comes to America. I'm trying to think of what else happened to restrict my like. I think I might have had like Final Fantasy Explorers came in for review or something, and I kind of slowed down with Box Boy. But I mean, it's like the difference from Pushmo to Crashmo. And I know Pushmo to Crashmo was probably that'll be a lot more divisive than Box Boy to Box Boy is. And I can only hope that there's a Box Boy, and then a Box Crate Boy, and we just keep this going. But it is they add enough new things to it that it's a wholly new take on that style of game.
Yeah, and the demo that they showed did emphasize that this is it still really sucks to miss a crown in one of those levels.
Yeah, yeah, and like I mean, the whole thing here is why they have the cute little name is that you can have like two chains of boxes going at the same time, which is kind of fun.
It gives a new twist.
Just doubling back to Ever Oasis quickly, we have Anthony Dranfield in the chat saying they said on Treehouse they weren't allowed to show the inn. What do you think's in there?
Dragon Quest 9 style recruiting of other people, maybe.
I was gonna say maybe online play.
Yeah, that'd be a nice twist. Either way,
Yeah, I think it would be a missed opportunity if this game did not have online play.
I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, it'll be 2017 when this comes out, so surely they'd
Yeah.
have a chance to implement that sort of thing.
And it seems like it'd be kind of funny if this was even Grezzo worked on Triforce Heroes. So I mean, granted, what we saw in Ever Oasis, if the single player game was just what we saw in that demo, then it would be a better single player experience than Triforce
Absolutely.
So I mean, but still, Grezzo worked on an online multiplayer game very similar in style to if Ever Oasis was online. So it's not a 100% sure thing, but I'm pretty confident in saying that Ever Oasis will likely be a 3-person online game.
Yeah, and hopefully they put voice chat in, and we're not doing the pom poms again with the because the character designs aren't really going to support that.
Yeah. And there's also another note on Box Boy, or the original is on sale for like $3. So get that, and then get ready for Box Boy on June 30th.
Yeah, and you can actually preload that now on the eShop as well.
Rad. So the next game that they showed on Treehouse Live was Mario Party Star Rush.
With current filler box art that is apparently ripped off a can of
SpaghettiOs.
Pasta. SpaghettiOs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard for me to care about Mario Party at this point, just because I think I'm Mario Partied out. But I mean, it's better than Island Tour, but that's not saying much. Island Tour wasn't all that good.
Yeah. Island Tour was frustrating. Mainly, actually, you know what? One of the things that was really bad about Island Tour was how slow it was. So at least like they responded to that criticism and are trying to remedy that. I don't really know why Mario Party games are on handhelds. I know that some of the earlier ones, like I think was it DS DS I think had the download play, that those games were pretty fun. But it's just that as a substantial experience and not just like a few mini games for 8 people, it's not that great on a handheld. But then again, it also hasn't really been that great on a home console in a while either. So
Yeah.
maybe we're just not into Mario Party anymore, and that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the main reason this thing exists is so that they could justify that second wave of Mario Amiibo that got announced on Tuesday.
Yeah, probably. And I'd be curious to see what that Amiibo support is. I'm like 99% sure that they did not detail any of it other than saying that the new Amiibo would work with them.
Yeah, we'll check with the rumor cat down there to see what it is later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it seems like unlike the last line of Mario Amiibo, which was the Animal Crossing Amiibo before the Animal Crossing Amiibo came out, these ones look like they're actually moving. Like I know like multiple ones are sold out on Amazon right now for the pre-order allocation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, Waluigi seems to be going pretty nuts. I mean, having an accessible Rosalina is a big deal. First time for Daisy. The glow-in-the-dark Boo looks neat.
Yeah,
I
I
have a
like that
feeling
they're.
those Donkey Kongs and those Diddy Kongs might be sitting on the shelves a lot, but who knows?
I wouldn't mind that actually because I know some people that are got shockingly into Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo challenge, and
Oh,
Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong are two of the harder ones for us to get. Diddy especially.
wow.
So
Um,
I think it's that and Bowser that we're having trouble with.
but yeah, Star Rush. I mean, the whole thing is that everybody can roll their dice and take their turn at the same time. That's cool. Like, it's probably the kind of thing. If I played it, I'd probably have fun. I just don't really see. I don't really see any way that I'll ever really play that game.
Yeah, I I I think ended up playing Island Tour 2.5 years after it came out, just from somebody randomly bringing it to a Street Pass meet.
Yeah.
I always meant to pick it up, but just never bothered. And it's like at this point, I may as well just hold off for Star Rush and wait for that to get really cheap.
Yeah, I was at a Street Pass event, and that's when I played Mario Party Island Tour the most, and it was just playing with a couple people, and we just got really bored. Like we were just like, "What's the point of this? Why?"
Yeah, so the whole purpose of the Star Rush is that everybody moves at the same time, so the game goes faster, and then you can go on to play something better.
Yep. Speaking of something better, right after Star Rush was Yokai Watch 2, which that I don't know. Watching that demo, I didn't see anything that looked that much better than the first one. But from what I've talked to, every human being that I know that has played the Japanese version of the first one and the second one, they say that the second one is light years beyond the first one.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of I'm pretty sure at this point I got my fill of the first one very quickly, but hopefully the improvements that they're bringing in with the second game are a little make it a
Yeah.
little bit more palatable for me. But as we'll find out later, it's got some pretty stiff competition on 3DS RPGs in September.
Yeah, so Dragon Quest 7. We got to see some of that. That looks great. It's a new Dragon Quest game on 3D, or I guess a new old Dragon Quest game. It'll be the first time I'll ever play it when it
Yeah.
comes out on September 16th, which basically is just like, hey, Yokai Watch, what's up? What's up? Yeah, because Dragon Quest 7 is a really long game, and that supersedes Yokai Watch any day of the week.
Yeah, and I'm looking at my calendar of stuff that I'm probably going to be getting that comes out in September that I'm looking at as far as RPGs goes, and I see at least four into the 50-hour range RPGs on my list. So around that time, I'll be investing in human cloning just so I can play them all.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean,
that
it's
doesn't even count Final Fantasy 15.
yeah, which I'll probably be skipping the two September 30th RPGs at first because there's going to be other stuff I'd rather play first, and Dragon Quest 7 is definitely one of them. I didn't glean as much from that play session as I kind of expected to, other than like it's Dragon Quest. There's some cool job classes in it, and it looks great.
And they detailed a bit of the Street Pass functionality,
Yeah,
which I question how much of that is actually going to be used. I mean, this is Dragon Quest we're talking about, but
yeah,
hopefully it does catch on because I know that with what they did with 9 was actually one of the first times that I actually had a really social experience on a DS.
yeah. So all right, just looking at this Monster Hunter Generations. I have a demo code for that. Did you get one?
I did not.
Okay. Do you want one?
Sure. We'll talk after the show.
But yeah, they showed that off. Some save data transfers over from Monster Hunter 4U to Monster Hunter Generations. And yeah, there's a demo that's out to certain people right now. I think there's also like a humble bundle that you can be a part of to be a part of the demo as well. Or
Yeah.
it's coming out for everybody at the end of the month. That game's only a month away. And like I'm in, man. I'll play some more
Yeah.
Monster Hunter. That's a fun game.
A more action-focused Monster Hunter sounds like something that this. I mean, 4 Ultimate was pretty big outside of Japan. This has the potential to be a lot bigger,
Yeah.
and it's in that perfect time slot because aside from something else you're playing for review right now, there's
Yes.
not a whole lot coming out on 3DS in July.
Yeah. Yeah, Seventh Dragon 3 is that other game. I can talk about it now. There was a while where I couldn't really mention it that much. Seventh Dragon 3 is really good. It's coming out in July. It was at E3. We didn't cover it because we already have review copies. So what's the point?
Yeah.
but yeah, Monster Hunter Generations looks great, and from everything I've seen about that, I played a demo back at PAX East. It's once again, it's another step into making it more for everybody. Like there's different styles that you can play as, with one being super technical, one being like classic Monster Hunter, and one being a lot more, I guess, like noob friendly or for like non-hardcore people. Which I know that was my hesitation with the series for years. I was like, oh, I don't have the time to sink into it, and then 4 Ultimate made it easier to get that bearing, and that helped out a lot. And it seems like Generations is just going to increase that bearing, that it's going to lower the barrier for entry for that game, and that's great because the more people playing Monster Hunter means the more people that can go on hunts, and the more people that can go on hunts means more DLC,
Yeah.
because that
And
DLC was really hard to get.
yeah, and we've got an interview up with the directors, with some of the production staff on Monster Hunter
I believe, yeah, the
Generations.
director and like the longtime series producer as well. I know, like Suji
Yeah,
Moto or something like that.
yeah. So that's on NintendoWorldReport.com right now.
Yeah. So going down the list, I guess going back in time a little bit, that Pokemon Go demo sure was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened. Although we now appear to have a release window at least for that. That's also coming out
Yeah.
in July. At
Well,
least it,
the Pokemon Go Plus, which is the little watch, that's coming out in July. I believe they kind of hinted at like Pokemon Go coming out any week now. Like it seems like it seems like that app might go live on iOS and Android by like the end of June, early July, and then the Pokemon Go Plus will be out by the end of July.
yeah. So that they did confirm some things like apparently I am going to have to play this because there will be some compatibility with Sun and Moon at a later date,
Yeah.
or other mainline Pokemon games. They weren't very specific about that, but they also did confirm that there are going to be Pokemon beyond the original 150, which hopefully that'll add to the diversity of the area that I'm in, because I'm right on the ocean, so I'm expecting a lot of Goldeen.
Yeah, but the bad thing with Pokemon Go Plus, and I probably got priced out of Pokemon Go Plus. I don't think I can justify $35 for a little like Poke Watch.
Yeah, that doesn't even tell time. All it does is
Yeah.
glow random colors whenever you can do something.
And I know I saw a couple people like asking on Twitter around this demonstration about like, oh, maybe they'll have like Apple Watch compatibility, but like, no, they won't, because they can get you to buy the damn watch, and that shit's selling out. So I guess it's gonna work.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna be curious to see what the tail on Pokemon Go is, because it seems like when it was first revealed, I guess that was about a year ago. When it was first revealed, it seemed like it had all the potential in the world, and it's basically as it's gotten revealed more, it seems more and more limited. But I think that's also, I think it might be one of those things that like it will be limited at first and will continue to be developed, much like Ingress was.
yeah, and I know several people that fell pretty far down the Ingress rabbit hole. I think the only thing holding them back from Pokemon Go at this point is that they've pretty much had the same phone since 2012 when Ingress
Yeah.
hit. So I wonder if I can convince my roommate to upgrade his phone now.
It's worth a shot. You know, I might.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nearing that point with Nintendo doing all these mobile games. I'm looking at my Nexus 5 and I'm like, maybe it's time to get the like the 5X or whatever the hell the new Nexus is.
Nexus 6, baby.
Yeah. Well, isn't Nexus is I don't know. I don't pay attention to the world of phones, so I'm just gonna shut up before I put my foot in my mouth if I didn't already do that. So going down the list, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. Donald and I are both playing that. So that demo just made me pissed that I was at work. So I could go home and play it because this game's really, really good.
Yeah.
We will have thoughts and paragraphs with a score at the end within a week or so. But yeah, until that point, I'm just gonna say I'm really enjoying what I'm playing of that game. The combat system's fantastic. I love the upgrade stuff. It's great.
Yeah, so I'm pretty early into it. I think I'm starting to fall in love with some of the characters again, which that tends to happen in these kind of RPGs for me. There's one or two characters that end up really standing out. But yeah, make sure you do the side quests in that game because you will find that there's some pretty important things that come out of them.
Yeah, I've gotten some pretty cool stuff, and I'm like 15, 20 hours in, something like that.
Yeah.
Next up, and here's a big one: Paper Mario Color Splash.
Which,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty sure Intelligent Systems was on drugs when they made this, because at the very least, the E3 demo, which contained some interesting,
There was some psychedelics. There was
yeah,
some pretty vivid hide and go seek, and
uh,
then a fight with Morton Koopa.
that ended with a 300-foot tall fire extinguisher coming out
Yeah, it was weird.
and folding up the world because apparently it's made out of cardboard. But I was just thinking of the scenes of the Shy Guy, of which, by the way, we have
Oh
official
God.
of the
Yeah,
Shy
I
Guy
forgot about that.
getting.
So to describe this for all of you, there's a toad. He's on the ground, like there's his toad head, there's his toad feet, there's his toad crotch, and then there is a Shy Guy. Let's pretend my fist is a Shy Guy. He's got a straw like this, and it's right there on the toad, and the toad's losing color in his pants. Yeah, it's weird. That art should be the thumbnail for this video.
Okay, I yeah. Let's see how fast we get thrown off YouTube for that one.
Well, I mean, if Nintendo's still here, and they're the people who, it's not like we made that, but
Yeah,
yeah,
they've
I mean,
sent that to us.
but I guess talking about Color Splash seriously, like it kind of sucks because that game looks incredible. The music sounded great, the writing was really good, but it just looks like Sticker Star 2, and it looks like it could be improved on Sticker Star. It might be a game that I mildly enjoy playing as opposed to a game that I detest. But I mean, it's the age of Thousand Year Door and Paper Mario 64 is gone. Those games happened and they'll never happen again unless like Thousand Year Door gets remade.
Which apparently they are thinking about if there's enough fan demand for it. And
Yeah.
well, fan demand got us Dragon Quest VII, so who
Yeah.
knows? But I mean, they even, I think they said in an interview that unfortunately we didn't get at E3 that they see Mario and Luigi as the canonical Mario RPG successor. So Paper Mario going forward is going to be more of an adventure game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, I kind of get that. Like,
They don't really need two RPG series for the same character, do you?
yep. And with the frequency that like we're getting Mario and Luigi games too, which I mean, some people might say that's to its detriment, but I feel like Nintendo's in a real damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because if you follow the trajectory of Mario and Luigi, people kind of Dream Team and Paper Jam were met from a. I mean, they probably still sold well. Like, I mean, they made another one after Dream Team, but with a vocal part of Nintendo's fan base, both of those games were kind of met with just criticism, indifference, like just fatigue. People weren't as into these RPGs, these Mario and Luigi RPGs. On the other hand, you have the Paper Mario series, which, I mean, I think there was a quote from a Sticker Star Iwata Asks or something like that. in which they said that, oh yeah, in Super Paper Mario, everybody complained about the story, so we decided that wasn't important. And
Yeah.
once they kind of got rid of that, then guess what? That's a lot of the cool stuff in Thousand Year Door out the
And
window.
even
Like like the ridiculous wrestling stuff, the goofy. Oh God, I'm trying to think of specifics of Thousand Year Door, but
possible transgender character in
yeah,
the
like
game.
the weird Luigi, like the Waffle Kingdom stuff and all that. I really want to play Thousand Year Door. It's a little fuzzy. It's been like 10 years since I played it, but that stuff all went out the window because the feedback from Super Paper Mario was that people didn't want to hear him talk as much. They didn't want the story. They wanted the gameplay. So with
Yeah.
Sticker Star, they kind of they made a decision which I think, given the information that they had going into development of that game, was probably the right call. Because they're
Yeah.
like, all right, we got these other Mario and Luigi games going. And then what are we going to do with Paper Mario? Well, we kind of took it into this less of a traditional RPG role with Super Paper Mario. People seem to like that. They didn't like the story. So let's just go further with that.
Yeah, and I think they actually cited Club Nintendo surveys as the
Yeah.
reason why they got rid of the story, which, well, now we don't have to worry about that because Club Nintendo's
Eh,
gone. But if you want to see if Super Paper Mario maybe is enough story for you, if you're in North America, they just put that out on the eShop today.
yeah. And I think Super Paper Mario is a pretty good game. Maybe not the pinnacle of that series, but it certainly was a big turning point.
Yeah, and sounds like it's better than Sticker Star, but I don't know. I may want to take the plunge on this thing when it comes out, just because I never played Sticker Star, so I don't really have a personal
Yeah.
frame of reference for just how bad apparently that was. And like I said, I really wanted to see what else this game has, because yeah, Intelligent Systems was hitting the good stuff
Yeah.
based on what they
But
showed in the trailer.
But I mean, also like those developers, for the most part, like even if I mean, I don't know specifically like what teams at Intelligent Systems are working on what, but like for the most part, Intelligent Systems is kind of makes great games, and you would think that a company like Nintendo, a developer like Intelligent Systems, would look at some of the criticism of Sticker Star and improve upon that for Color Splash. So yeah, I think you're a little more optimistic than me because you didn't play Sticker Star, but I will have to admit that I saw that demo for Color Splash, and for me, it was giving me a kind of a comparison to how I wound up feeling about Paper Jam versus Dream Team. Whereas I thought Dream Team kind of like went so far in like that tutorial direction, and I kind of got tired of it. And then Paper Jam directly responded to that, and it was pretty much mostly the same game, a lot of similar combat and stuff like that. But I really like Paper Jam, so maybe Sticker Star to Color Splash will be a similar refinement. That's It's as optimistic as I could be about that game right now because I kind of miss the Paper Mario RPGs.
Yeah, and even somebody that we both know, because I had thrown out a note on Twitter, hey, how's Color Splash treating you, Sticker Star veterans? And his reply was simply 126 characters of the letter F.
Uh, there's someone, Riza in the chat makes a point that I think people kind of gloss over sometimes. Thousand Year Door is overrated. It was good, but the backtracking and and the same battles over and over got to me. And I do like. That's part of the reason why I want to replay Thousand Year Door is because I don't know what 2016 Neal would feel about that game, and I have a feeling like what I learned from going back to Paper Mario 64, which is like I really like the writing and the combat's pretty boring. Uh, I mean, like Paper Mario 64 is really like Fisher Price my first RPG when it comes to combat, which isn't a terrible thing, but I'd rather have something more nuanced like Mario and Luigi or more like classic like Super Mario RPG.
Yeah, with Thousand Year Door, I know that it's there's a lot of ways to try and break the battle system in that game,
Yeah,
because I've seen some pretty high level stuff, especially at the Pit of 100 Trials or whatever they called it in that game.
I forget what it was
But
called.
but yeah, it's a pretty box standard RPG otherwise, just with really really good writing.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that's kind of I've had that Paper Mario and Luigi comparison, damned if you do, damned if you don't thing. That's been brewing for the past day. I'm glad I got it out in a safe space and not on Twitter because if I gave it out on Twitter, it would have been in like 140 character chunks, and then someone would have yelled at me, and I would have gotten in a fight.
Yeah.
But
let's try to avoid getting in fights on Twitter.
yeah, they're not fun. But yeah, I mean, I'll try to keep as open a mind as I can about Color Splash. I'm curious to see how it turns out. I will probably wait for other people to play it before I bother doing anything with it. So, like, Donald, let me know how it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that because apparently that game is going to be $90 in Canada for some stupid reason.
Whoa, that's crazy.
That then again, they also have Pokemon Sun and Moon at 60. So
Okay.
I don't know.
So I guess kind of maybe the biggest news of the day, or at least the biggest news of the day was Rhythm Heaven Megamix, which is out on your 3DS right now.
Yeah, they Saturn that mess.
Rhythm Heaven Megamix is out on 3DS in North America right now.
And
For $30, looks like there's no retail release on the way in North America. There is one in Europe, and that's coming in October.
So, do we win or do we lose here?
For me, I win because I can play English Rhythm Heaven on my 3DS right now.
Or you can play Japanese.
Yeah, no, that's really cool.
Audio.
There's dual audio in it. Having played the Japanese version on my Japanese 3DS, I don't have interest in the dual audio, but I'm glad that it's there. That game's just delightful.
Yeah, I think I might need to make a trip to Best Buy tomorrow to pick up some extra eShop credit because I was already going broke. I still have to pick up Kirby, but now I got to throw another $40 on the pile for this.
Yeah.
But it'll be worth it because I liked what I've played of the two Rhythm Heaven games that came out in North America before, and taking the best of that, adding in the best of the GBA one, which I have never had the chance to play, and some new stuff. That's going to be right up my alley, and I'm glad it's. And hey, digital only doesn't bug me. I got a 128 gig micro SD card. What the hell else am I going to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to have the game. Don't really care what way. It's real good. If you're a Rhythm Heaven fan, what are you waiting for? And if you're not, I think it's probably the most accessible one that we've seen come out.
And there's a demo on the eShop now, so you can try it out and see if it see if it'll click with you. So I question the logic of dropping this thing like at 4:00 Pacific on the second day of E3.
Yeah, like that might have been like a good starting off the morning. Rhythm Heaven's there right now. Play it while you watch us.
Yeah. Or do it on Tuesday, but we'll probably come to that here in a bit because I think that actually is that the last thing we really need to talk about because I did have another Zelda segment as well on Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about Zelda more, but I think as far as all of the new stuff on Treehouse Live on Wednesday, we covered that all.
Yeah. So, I mean, my general impression of the whole thing is I like that they covered a lot, but I as something that I said at the end of our live stream on Tuesday, and I think I repeated again on Tuesday night when we did this show previously, they really needed to break up the Zelda, and some Rhythm Heaven would have been a good choice for that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was all about the Zelda. I think 5 hours total on Treehouse Live on Tuesday. However, I mean, just looking at kind of the reception overall, I think having a day full of Zelda probably wasn't really a bad idea because I think you could have split it up, but I think from the larger perspective, as in like not us people that are super dialed in and whether we were at work or not, watched all of Treehouse Live on Wednesday because we're crazy people. For the people that are just kind of like, oh, what's Nintendo up to? I think having a day filled with Zelda on the first day of E3 when Zelda was their only game on the show floor was a very good idea.
Yeah, and I mean they were shutting down the lineup for that game at what?
90 seconds is how long it took before they capped the line for Zelda.
On day 2.
On Thursday. I think day 2 was half an hour, maybe an hour.
There was there's videos online of a literal stampede. We haven't seen a stampede to the Nintendo booth since the Wii.
Yeah, and I think I mean now E3 as we are live with this right now. I mean, if you're watching live, you know that, but if you're listening to this after the fact, like E3 ended like an hour ago. So like the show's done, shit's over. Get ready for the hot takes about how it went. And I think this was the best case scenario for for Nintendo with the hand that they played. They basically they bluffed with like a pair of twos and won
Yeah.
by some stretch. I mean, they had fucking highest card was an 8, not the same suit, different number. Like they went in there with basically nothing and managed to present Zelda in such a way that it outshone nearly every other game on the show. Nearly every other game on the show floor. Maybe like there was some press conference moments like God of Dad. People seem to be really into that, but that I don't think that was playable at all.
Somebody I know who went to play God of Dad. They basically said, yeah, it was the same thing as the press conference. So whether that
Okay.
means it was playable or not, I'm not sure. But
It was probably, I know, I mean, from going to E3 the past couple of years, I know like last year, I think they just had video presentations of like Last Guardian and Horizon last year. So it was probably something similar to that. Because as if having gone to a number of E3s, you notice that companies reuse the same stuff each year. So Sony probably repurposed those theaters that they used for Last Guardian and Horizon. And was there a third game? No, maybe Uncharted 4 as well. They probably reused those E3 show floor theaters that they built, and now that was for like God of War, Days Gone, and Spider-Man. I don't know.
yeah, because I mean, certainly, I mean, I'm pretty obviously I work for a Nintendo website, so I'm dispositioned to be in favor of preferring what Nintendo is showing anyway. But it was especially bad this year when it seemed like the main things that were getting attention were open world zombie shooters of some kind,
Yeah,
or just open world in general. And the only one that really pulled it off to any great success for me was Zelda.
yeah. I mean, like that. That's everything I wanted. I was spending time. If you haven't, on this very here channel, we've got 45 minutes of direct feed from our Nintendo appointment yesterday. It's gorgeous. Like I could watch that game for hours. I did. That's what I did on Tuesday. I watched this game for hours.
Yeah.
And then I put it on. I rewatched other videos and stuff of it. Like it's so cool. And it's not that there were a lot of other games that were cool at E3, but I think Nintendo did a very good job of they knew what they weren't showing the NX. They knew what they had, and their trump card was Zelda. Everything else was kind of third
So,
fiddle.
yeah, I mean, do you think it was just they lowered expectations so successfully that when it turned out to be a really damn good Zelda game, really damn good open world game, that's sort of blowing people away because of it?
I
Or
mean, I think expectations were very high for Zelda. I just think expectations were very low for literally everything else that Nintendo did.
they were so low for everything else because for a month and a half we literally thought they would have nothing else.
Yeah, and I think honestly, I don't think the rest of what they showed on Treehouse Live, I don't think that like highly surpassed our low expectations. I think it was pretty much exactly what I expected. Um, like it was the low end of what I expected. I figured there would be something that would be out now. Um, I was hoping it would be Mother 3, but Rhythm Heaven, I think someone called out, I think in the video on Tuesday, I think Alex called it. But I do remember having a conversation with someone about like, oh, what could be their and it's out now thing at E3. And Rhythm Heaven, I think it wasn't near the top of our list, but it was like something like, oh, they could do that. Because Mother
Yeah.
3 was what I think a lot of people hoped for and expected. But
Yeah.
that did not happen yet.
I still hope it's coming out soon.
Yeah.
But
I mean, who
Lord
knows?
knows we
Time will
don't.
tell.
Lord knows we don't need any. Lord knows we have plenty of RPGs to play this year, although
Yeah.
none of them are Mother 3.
But let's put it this way: there's a whole lot of fucking nothing happening on Wii U for the rest of the year. So
You've got, yeah, because I think after next week,
from
two-thirds of the remaining Wii U retail lineup is coming out next Friday.
I think from what like I guess for the entire second half of the year, there might be like 6 Wii U games set for retail release, and one of them is from Nintendo.
Okay, so we got Shantae, we got Runbow.
Oh, I forgot about those. Skylanders, probably a Lego game of some sort.
Yeah,
A Just Dance game. Okay, so maybe more than 6, but It ain't that many. And
Yeah,
right now, Nintendo only has a single retail release
yeah.
on the docket for the second half of 2016, which is
That
weird. It's
yeah that
weird.
that is like, have they ever had? I don't think they've ever had a drought that bad on anything aside from when they were trying to kill the GBA off.
Yeah. Um, I mean, and this will probably be a discussion that we'll be having a lot over the next 6 months. Um, I do think that this E3, if it wasn't already confirmed, 100 and a million percent, the NX is replacing the Wii U pretty directly. It might also kind of replace the 3DS, but like there are 3DS games that aren't also coming out on NX due out in 2017. Like they're like the 3DS won't just die the day the NX comes out. The Wii U will be dead for months before the NX comes out. And I guess Zelda will bring it back to life. But let's get real. Most people, I have a feeling that um, if you want a collector's item, get Zelda Breath of the Wild on Wii U because I think that NX version is going to be the best selling version of that game by far.
Yeah. And well, I'm locked into the Wii U version at 45, but I might spin up for the NX if the obviously a lot of that is going to depend on what the NX ends up being as
Yeah,
far as power. Like if it's worth it to get a higher spec version. And apparently there was a statement from the CEO of Nintendo of Canada yesterday saying that we're probably going to be doing NX in like the NX reveal in early in the fall.
yeah. That's what I've heard. Um, both like like rumory sources and just like it makes sense. Like you set that up for like a September or October event. I hope it's in New York. Fingers crossed, because then I'll go to it. But like I think that's when you do it. Maybe it'll even be PAX West. Like who knows? And it's weird. It's uh, yeah. Spoiler, or I guess tease. There might be a really cool GameCube panel at PAX West that I'm hosting, and it could be really awesome. I'll have more news about that in the next month or two. Like the submission for the panel is tomorrow. So that means I'll probably hopefully hear back in late July, early August. But that's why I know it's called PAX West now. It's no longer PAX Prime, and it's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, they announced today that E3 will be back around this time next year, 13th to the 15th of June, with press conferences obviously the 2 days before that. But honestly, I wonder if we're getting to the point that basically E3 is going to become like PAX Southwest in the next year or two.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, we did have that like E3 2017 is on the books. It's like the 13th to the 15th or something.
Yeah,
The same week next year. So it still exists. I mean, we'll see how E3 continues to develop. Seemed like this one was pretty barren. I do think whatever happens with E3 next year, Nintendo will be there with a lot more because they will have, if they stick to the plan, they will have released a system 3 months before. So they should have a shit ton of games for the holiday.
that is going to be really weird that a system is going to make its E3 debut once it's on shelves.
Yeah, that's really weird. I think that's unprecedented. Which
Well,
is
unless you want to count the Saturn, which, well, they released it
well,
at E3,
that
so
might have had an E3 before then. Well, I guess that was like the first E3 that happened. So
yeah. But I mean, they
that,
taught. I
that,
mean,
that doesn't count. The Saturn, I'm pretty sure the Saturn was talked about for like a year before it came out.
yeah. So it had like a summer CES and a winter CES, but that was before that they split the thing off into E3.
So got two things from the chat. Yes, Joseph, PAX South is still a thing. Um, I don't think it's quite as big as East and West. I've never gone to it. I've heard it's fun. I've heard it's a lot more low key compared to East, which is the only one that I've been to, which is insane every year. There was also we have Noah Zorro, also in the chat, mentioning something that I did see near the end of. I don't know the exact source. It was some interview. I'm not even gonna. I just forget what site it was, but I did see it circulating on Twitter that there is a quote from Miyamoto saying that expect to see the next Mario at next E3. But he said it in that Miyamoto like, oh yeah, Pikmin 4 is happening kind of way. It was
Yeah,
IGN. IGN
yeah,
was the source. Thank you, Roro Noah.
Yeah, so I guess that means that the Mario, whatever Mario game is going to lead off for the NX, isn't a launch title.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I kind of had that pegged for it, but Zelda and Mario, both at launch, I don't think you need that.
I don't know. I think at this point, if you wanted to come out swinging and keep a system going for months, which let's face it, Nintendo might have to do on their own until third parties decide that this thing is worth it. They might need a double header like that to keep interest high.
I think the better way to do it is a doubleheader where Zelda's out at launch and Mario's out within 6 months. I don't think having two games come out on the same day is a good idea. I think that was proven when like Link Between Worlds got relatively buried compared to
3D World.
yeah. Like I mean, I like Nintendo did screw around with that where they're like everything's coming out on one of these 3 days this year. I don't know how well that works.
Although I think Link Between Worlds got a nice critical bump later on because like it was up for Game of the Year awards. I think it won GameSpots
Yeah,
that year.
yeah.
But
But I mean, it seems like at this point that 3D the next 3D Mario just won't be out on X launch because it seems like the way that Nintendo and Miyamoto are talking about it is that seems like it'll be more like holiday 2017 at the very earliest. But I mean, we'll see. Like, we could be surprised. Who knows? But I mean, I think there's like Pikmin 4 is still in some weird ethos right now. I have no idea.
so maybe if Pikmin 4 is, as Miyamoto said, nearly done, maybe that and Zelda is your NX launch duo.
That'd be a hell of a launch. I mean, really, I think Zelda by itself might be enough right now. Zelda by itself is fine for E3. Why can't it be fine for NX launch?
That's true. So, was there anything else from any of the other companies? I mean, we talked through the Sony press conference. We wanted to do it live, but well, shit
Yeah.
happened. Was there anything
Uh,
else that really stood out to you from any of the other shows?
I'm really excited to see more of that Spider-Man game that Sony revealed. I don't think it's like guaranteed. Like we didn't see that much of it. Like it was very much like a sizzle trailer. Like, hey, here, look, we're making a Spider-Man game, cool. But like, Insomniac's a pretty competent developer. I would like to see a competently made Spider-Man game. Maybe it will be a very good Spider-Man game.
And they've got some recent experience in open worlds with Sunset Overdrive, which is still something I need to play on, which is one of the things that's pushing me toward an Xbox One, unless I can hope for a PC
Yeah.
port down the road.
I was like, I saw that Spider-Man game and I was just like, oh man, I really want to play that. I'm like, oh, I bought Sunset Overdrive for like $10. I can go play that sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the other things that really stood out to me actually were from Bethesda. I mean, Dishonored 2 looks really good this year, and I'm really intrigued to see what they're doing with that new Prey game they showed.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about Bethesda's games that I'm just kind of like, meh. I do kind of want to try that demo of Doom that is out because I've heard that Doom game is incredible. I never played the first Dishonored. Was that good?
I still have it in my own backlog. I've heard that it's really good, and I think the definitive edition is probably pretty cheap at this point, so you can see what it would sort of like what it would play like on a PS4 or an Xbox One. But that second one that is some really damn good stealth gameplay.
What else was there? Well, I feel like there was something at Bethesda that I cared about, but I don't. I might play that Skyrim remaster. That might be one of those things that I'm like, oh, I found it for $20 a couple months after it came out. I'll screw around with that. But that's also if it like works.
Yeah, that's the key. That's the key problem because apparently it's using the same engine, but
Uh,
hopefully the change in architecture means that one of the versions won't be an absolute tire fire like the PS3 version of Skyrim was. And you got the best feature of all, mods, so you can put Randy Savage in the game.
yeah. What else was there? So yeah, PlayStation VR. Watching that press conference, I was like, oh, maybe PSVR will be pretty cool. And then the reports from the floor about all of the cool PSVR stuff that they showed off in the trailers was like the Final Fantasy 15's crap. Batman Arkham VR is just like detective mode with the fucking headset on. X-Wing that thing's really cool, but it's like a minute and a half long, and then you're done. Like it's. I have a PSVR pre-order still. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it, but it's not canceled yet.
No, I think we know somebody who might be willing to take that off your hands, actually, if it comes down to it.
Yeah. What else? I think that there was God of War, which looked cool, but I'm not into the whole escort mission aspect of it.
God of Jason.
Yeah. As someone pointed out in the chat, Sea of Thieves. Yeah, like I'll totally play Sea of Thieves. On that note, with Microsoft, super hyped for Recore. Really curious to see, Armature kind of getting to do their own bold new thing, because they haven't really gotten that chance to do that after Metroid Prime. Or I guess after the ashes of Metroid Prime that studio came from. And Recore's out in like 3 months, and that's really cool. Like I'll totally play that game.
I lost a lot of money betting on that thing having a Kickstarter campaign, but hey, it's Inafune. What do you expect?
So we have some questions from the chat, or I guess comments as well. Someone said that we missed Splatoon. I don't think Splatoon is going to get an NX port. That's just me. I do think Smash Brothers will probably get an NX port. That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense, especially if there's some added reason that they make exclusive to get it. Like maybe Justin finally gets his wish and the Ice Climbers come back.
Yeah, just add some new characters exclusively in X version. Done. But
okay.
I think that Splatoon and Mario Maker, like I'd kind of rather see sequels to those games than just ports of them from Wii U to NX. And I also think that both of those games play more specifically to how the Wii U works, and they're more ingrained in like a community. Whereas Smash Brothers is a game that it's very malleable. It like you could put it on the 3DS, you could put it on the Wii U.
Yeah, you don't need a touchscreen controller like would really make sense for Mario Maker and Splatoon.
Yeah. Another thing from the chat: do you think third-party devs had NX games and Nintendo told them to not bring them? That comes from Ms. 1K3.
Well, we had the Just Dance announcement, so we know that at least one developer does.
I think the sad reality is that there aren't that many confirmed third-party NX games right now. I would imagine that some executives at Nintendo were very busy this E3, meeting with companies, being like, "Hey guys, here's the NX. Make games for it, please."
You can take what you've got and port it for like the cost of an intern.
Yeah, like it's easy. It's real easy. We swear, we'll help you. Here, Miyamoto will port your game. Like that's I assume. I think we're like a bad launch away from that being the case, where it's like all of a sudden it's going to be like, oh, did you hear? Miyamoto worked on the multiplayer for the new Call of Duty. Apparently, there's no story, and
so in other words, it's a Call of Duty game. Although, hey, Miyamoto said he could make Halo, so why not put him on Call of Duty and see how that goes?
Yeah, like to be totally honest, I would love to just like Nintendo. I don't know. Nintendo like sunsets Miyamoto, and his last thing is now go make Halo, and they just basically just like lead him into a desert, and they're like, you have to find your way back with a completed Halo, and then just let him be.
Yeah. So I think the last questions here. This may seem like a really stupid question, but is there anything that Nintendo didn't show here that they maybe could pull out at a direct very soon after this, like they did, say, 4 years ago?
Mother 3.
Yeah, I think that Mother 3, those last 3 Smash Amiibo, and by the way, they've got some games coming out in August that they might want to show off.
Yeah, there was no. Yeah, I was a little surprised that there was no Style Savvy or Metroid Prime Federation Force showing up at all in the Treehouse live segments, especially Federation Force. And I think even if Nintendo might want to just sweep that under the rug right now, I think they straight up said in the Direct in March, we'll be back with more information soon. And it's been like 3 months. Like, maybe that just will never happen, but I think that in July or early August, we're going to get a last a last attempt to try to get people to care about Federation Force.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people are jumping on first impressions and just saying to hell with it, regardless of what's going to end up happening with that. And Color Splash is probably catching some of that right now as well.
Yep. But I do think we'll have some kind of, I guess, like, uh, there will be some kind of Nintendo-y news dump thing within the next month or two, I think. I also, like, there has to be another Wii U game, right?
Yeah. I
Like, there
mean,
has to be.
they don't have. I mean, they have an entire quarter with nothing right now as it stands, and they have November with nothing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
I mean,
there's like after next week when Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Mario and Sonic come out, there is Color Splash is the only Wii U game for a 6 month period. And it's not like, oh, it's the beginning of the year. Because I think they kind of did that early on in the Wii U's life. I think there were 2 games in 6 months. But like, I mean, it's either the Wii U is actually for real dead, and like, well, like they'll be like, clear, Zelda's out. Um or like, I mean, there's got to be something in November, right?
yeah, I mean, I had honestly pegged Paper Mario as being that game.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
that's coming out in early October.
yeah, and it. I mean, I figured they wouldn't give it the Pokemon slot, but maybe put it in where the week before,
Yeah,
like they
like
did with
November
Sticker
11th
Star.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or even give because I figured I don't know why, but I'm figured their October game would be something in the horror genre, so like a physical release for North America of Fatal Frame, which they could easily
I'm
do, which would give them something to put on shelves at least.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's a fucking game that came out last year. Like, I
It'd be
understand that people like physical versions of games and they were really upset about Fatal Frame not getting a physical version. Just like people are, if they're not upset, they're going to be upset about Rhythm Heaven not getting a physical version. But like, would that really be cool if it's just like, oh yeah, guess what's coming out? One of the 2 Wii U games out this year. It's a game that we released a year ago, but it's in a box.
maybe I'm just bitter because that thing was that's still $65 here.
Oh, I mean, there's like a free chapter free. That's cool.
Yeah,
I've never played that. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll play that in in
in
October and be like, it's a
October.
new Wii U game. Yay.
Hey, if you haven't played it, it's new to you.
Yeah. I do. We got Roro Noah, which I'm probably butchering your name. I apologize. Maybe some kind of port / HD remaster. They're getting an outside developer to handle Mario Sunshine HD. I feel like maybe that'll happen because it seems like something that like you could kind of crap out in like 6 months.
Or they can just go completely nuts on the virtual console for the last 6 months of the year and make everybody
Yeah.
forget that way. Hell, Dozer came out today.
Yeah. I mean, once again, the secret that everybody doesn't want you to know is that the Virtual Console has been absurdly consistently good for all of 2016. Like we got Drill Dozer and Super Paper Mario on Wii U, and we also got Mega Man 7 on 3DS today. Like that's great. But I mean, I don't think Virtual Console is going to like drive sales. I think you need to have something else that's like in a box that you put on store shelves. But maybe they really are just giving up on the Wii U.
Yeah, or maybe they could put maybe I mean they managed to drive sales last year in a month where they had the Animal Crossing board game and a utterly crap Mario Tennis by doing a pretty insane bundle for
Yeah.
Black Friday. So I don't know, maybe drop prices on some Wii U games that like Splatoon. Imagine Splatoon at $20 as a Nintendo Select.
You know what'll be funny when like the Wii U sells better this November compared to last November without a release. Because that's how fucking awful Amiibo Festival and Mario Tennis were.
And but yeah, like I said, I think most of the sales for that were that Smash Brothers with Smash Brothers and Splatoon bundle.
Yeah. It was a good bundle. Hell of a bundle. All right, I think that might be it because we're just
Yeah,
going in circles about what the hell this fall is going to be,
yeah,
which we can't solve that right now. We can only
no.
hope that there will be like a few more games on Wii U. We'll have some good indies. We talked about that the other day. There will be things to play, as there always are.
Just don't look for them in stores.
Yeah, look for them in your heart or your eShops.
And prepare thy cards. Hope for a really good Black Friday deal on eShop cards.
Yeah.
And hey, maybe check out that Skylanders. There's only one figure this year apparently, and it's only on the PS4 version. But hey, it sounds like a sounds like it's been a pretty good game, at least from what the reports were out of E3.
I mean, yeah, Skylanders Imagine. Skylanders is a great series. Um, and there's a lot. Imaginators looks great. I look forward to checking it out. Hopefully, it's something in the ensuing months.
All right, but that is it for E3 2016, and we will be back next week. I don't know what we're going to be back with next week because dirty little secret: the weeks after E3 are absolutely dead for news,
Yeah,
unless
and I
Eugene
mean,
Boyce Paris flapping his gums again.
there could be some crazy shit. Who knows? At the very least, maybe it'll just be like me, you, and other people who are playing Tokyo Mirage Sessions for review, just talking about that game. We'll do something cool.
All right. So if you want to find us on Twitter, and please be nice about it, Neal is on at Enron10, and I am at Donald Mick. And keep it locked to Nintendo World Report TV. We still have things going up for E3. Neal, are you talking to the LA crew tonight as well, or is?
Likely no, but they did record a podcast at the end of E3 that I got an email about. That hope so. Um, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know what we're doing with that. It might go up on the RFN feed. We might cut it to video. But yeah, I think a lot of the LA crew. I think they're going out to dinner right now and then disbanding.
Hmm. And well, I'll probably see you in person in Boston next March.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea. I like some of the ideas that we're seeing for that.
Yep.
All right, but until next week, thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the other side. Bye bye.
Bye.